Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Videos today from the Financial Coffee Channel. Men are drowning in credit card debt. They're broke AF. Please extra that below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
I have such a shopping addiction, then this is how I'm cutting myself off.
Isn't that a metal card?
Even my card doesn't want me to stop it. Come on.
It's a metal card, no?
I'm kidding, I got fraud on my card.
So, my husband and I are $60,000 in debt.
Whoa. Your husband and I? Or you got yourselves in $60,000 in debt? Don't lie, girl.
And we're going to try and pay it off. We did a 5-year loan plan, but we're going to try and pay it off in the next 2 years if I can finally get that OnlyFans account going. But your girl loves to shop, so I'm going to have to do some to keep myself accountable to this.
So I was right. Girl loves to shop. $60,000 in debt. How am I going to get out of debt? By selling my cooter on the internet.
So I'm coming on the internet and telling you what my deepest, darkest secret. Where are you going? Oh. Buying a puppy when you're in $60,000 of credit card debt is not a good idea.
No fucking shit. I talk about it again. People that are broke. Why the fuck do you guys have pets? Why? Especially a dog or a cat. You know why? Well, mostly a dog. Because you can't even do side hustles. You can't even do other things because you have the dog. Unless you have someone to sit the dog or whatever it is. Guess what? You crippled yourself financially by having to take care of the dog. And you crippled yourself opportunity-wise by having to take care of the dog. Stop it.
I'm just saying.
When you watch a video where a woman says, we have $47,000 in credit card debt,
I
emphasize on the pronoun we, the vast majority of that debt is probably hers.
It's payday, girls, which means it's time to put some money onto my $29,000 credit card debt. Okay.
How do these people get such high limits? Like, is it a $30,000 limit on that credit card? Or is it multiple cards? Because I have multiple cards. The biggest card I have is like a $12,000, $13,000 limit. How the fuck are you getting $29,000 in credit card debt?
This one's for all the ladies who are stressed to the max with your credit card debt and feeling like you were the only one. You were not the only one. Let me tell you this.
Last year, around this time, I was literally in almost $10,000 of credit card debt from raving. And yes, I know that's insane. I lived in West Hollywood at the time and my rent was $2,200 just for my half of the apartment. But if you...
So you're half of the apartment. So we're looking at like a $4,500 apartment pretty much. Woo! I love my $700 room. Doesn't it look nice, guys?
you scroll through my Instagram, you might notice that I literally still went to every single Raven festival happening in Southern California.
I know a girl like this. I know girls like this. I know girls just like this. That struggle to pay their bills, but do not miss a festival or any type of rave or any type of event that happens every other weekend or so. But yet, you guys are broke. No fucking shit.
I still was out every night. I was getting drinks. I just was kind of living my life like this wasn't happening. But it was so stressful, so shameful, and it honestly put a strain on a lot of my relationships because it was just a constant stress that I always had, knowing how much debt that I had.
Imagine being me, okay, and your credit card payment is due today. Minimum payment that you can make is $165. There's only $100 in your personal checking account. You don't have a personal savings account right now. And you're 30 years old.
The house you're living in looks like a pretty nice house or apartment or whatever it is. How do you guys only have $100 in your bank account?
I saw this video of this girl balancing her budget from her job, and I think her pay, her salary is $75,000. In the video, she said that she her statement for her credit card was $2,100, and at the end of her balancing out her whole spreadsheet. She was in negative $200 for the next 2 weeks. Let me just say this. I love that she made that video and that she woke that up, because a lot of people be wondering how people be affording all these designer things, yada, yada, yada. A lot of them are just simply swiping that credit card. A lot of people are literally just living in debt.
Okay, I told you guys, I use only my credit card. Why? Because I want the points. But I can't pay off the full balance of my credit card every week. That's how you guys maintain and actually make money off these credit cards. Stop letting these credit cards make money off of you guys and paying those interest rates. Just pay off your cards, collect all those points, and use those points to travel and do whatever the fuck you want to do with those points. I'm using it to travel.
Big debts. Like, when she said her ending balance was $2,000, I think her limit said like $9,000. That's not even the smallest credit card debt I've seen on people that I personally know. Like, so many people are not only living paycheck to paycheck, maybe they are living credit card statement to credit card statement. And it's literally just a cycle, because after they pay off that statement and they're at like negative $200 for the week, guess what they then have to turn around and do? You betcha. They have to use that fucking credit card. Don't let them have multiple credit cards, baby. We're talking about thousands and thousands of debt.
If it wasn't for her fluffy eyelashes, she is beautiful. She looked gorgeous.
Dad, can we normalize asking how much credit card debt all of the travel, aesthetic, NYC influencers?
This is a super spot on comment, and there are tons of people who are influencers and, you know, aspiring influencers who are funding their lifestyles with it.
Again, that never made sense to me. To be an influencer, to show this lifestyle or whatever it is. People call me an influencer. I never said anything. I never like to claim myself that. What do you guys see me do? You guys see me wear the same shirt every day. You see the background color change every so often just because I have different color settings on the thing. That's about it. I have expensive alcohol bottles there, but it hasn't moved, has it? I don't even drink, guys. I just have it there for display purposes and guess. I just don't like spending money like that. Stop it.
A ton of undisclosed debt. It's kind of become a running joke now that when people are, you know, spending all their money on designer clothes and going out to eat at really fancy restaurants every night and always going on these like really crazy vacations that they, you know, have.
I admit that's what I do, probably spend a good chunk of my discretionary funds on, is going out to eat. But because I don't do anything else, I don't buy anything else, I get to enjoy that part of my life at least.
Rich parent. I've noticed some influencers will be asked, like, how can you afford all of this? And they'll answer in kind of a tongue-in-cheek way, oh, I'm in a lot of credit card debt. And some will even say, but don't worry, I pay the minimum every month. And there was also that trend last year where people would post video clips of, you know, a really extravagant looking vacation or experience where they'll say, like, I may never get the money back, but I'll also never be 24 and on a yacht in Ibiza ever again. Which is basically just another version of glorifying and normalizing living beyond your means.
Yep.
So the next time you feel envy when you see someone posting about their really super...
I just realized that, yeah, we do glorify living above your means. We glorify luxury lifestyles to such a degree that everybody wants it. Everybody's semi-living on it because they're in debt.
Aspirational lifestyle, and you think, how on earth can they afford this? Just remember, they might not be able to.
She's right. Some of the influencers and even some of the regular people that you see on social media who post videos of lavish vacations and exotic trips, eating at expensive restaurants.
Guys, what? I went to Cancun. I filmed some stuff, but it wasn't that great of footage. And it's just weird showing you guys like me going out on vacation and stuff for me personally. It was like a $2,000 trip. Like, and I was already like, oh my God, that was a lot of money.
Spending money on designer clothes or simply living a fancy lifestyle. I got news for you, baby. They pay for that glamorous lifestyle with tons of credit card debt. I said,
or, you know, men.
Some of them, not all of them.
So, my husband and I are $60,000 in debt.
Nope, you are $60,000 in debt.
Let me explain how we got here. In June of 2022, we had a good amount of savings and decided that our home that we've been living in for a couple years just needed some maintenance and some upgrades. You can see behind me, we live in like a very normal house. And so we had plenty of savings and we decided to just drain those bad boys. We both had really stable jobs. We would be able to squirrel away some money over time and build back up our savings again. 2 weeks later, unexpectedly, I was laid off from
How the fuck did you guys have so much savings and now all of a sudden negative 60,000 in credit cards? That's a big fucking change.
my job. And I'm the breadwinner of our household, so it did not go well. I was unemployed for about 7 months. Thank goodness I had social media to keep us afloat for a little bit, but here's the deal. We had to put a lot of stuff on credit card to be able to keep ourselves afloat. So anything that could go on a credit card went on a credit card.
Okay.
And that allowed my
Okay, I see now. It's my bad. I thought it was all on her. But if the man is not making that much money also, and they're using it to pay for daily expenses, I guess. But
husband's income to
still
pay
blame her.
for our mortgage, our car payments, our daycare, things like that. But everything else went on a credit card. We cut back as much as we could, but there's still a lot of expenses. One of our kids gets out of daycare this year. We've spent $36,000 a year on daycare. So one of them graduates
$36,000 a year? That's some people's salary.
this year. The other one goes to VPK. So that'll
Do both of you work? Why isn't one of you staying home to take care of the kids instead of paying for $36,000 for daycare?
save us a little bit of money. Our hopes are that we're able to put a lot of what we were already paying for daycare towards this loan and get it paid off sooner than planned. I also prepaid to have a tummy tuck because I had lost 125 pounds. But we also had been living life like we were $400,000 a year earners.
No
I did that
shit.
because, again, $65,000 in credit card debt to me was a privilege. It was a Disney trip. It was a tummy tuck. These are not real problems.
Oh, so you actually did use the credit card for frivolous things for yourself. Okay.
So let me add some clarification about what she just said. Their home didn't need some maintenance and upgrades. They didn't decide to remodel the house. She decided to remodel the house. And he, the husband, couldn't say no. So he had to go along to get along with her plans and wishes. Also, why are they spending $36,000 a year for daycare
Right.
while she's sitting at home jobless and unemployed? I don't
For at least the 7 months, right? Why would you have to spend that much money?
get it.
It's payday, and we're paying off a credit. If you don't know, my husband and I are currently in
Again, they always love to lump the husband in.
$849.39 of credit card debt.
Look here, man. Let me tell you a little secret about women. When you watch a video where a woman says, we have $47,000 in credit card debt, and I emphasize on the pronoun we, the vast majority of that debt is probably hers.
Yep.
You see, when it's about things that take away money from their pockets, such as credit card debt or car payments, women always use the pronoun we. But you would never hear a woman say we when referring to the money that she has in her personal bank account. They would never say we make $95,000 a year if it's about their paycheck. But when they talk about the debt that they personally have without the husband, they are very quick to say we, because they want the husband or the boyfriend or the fiancé to pay the debt that they accumulated, which is very ironic, because they also want to keep all their money separate and away from the husband, the fiancé, or the boyfriend. I mean, you know what they say, right? Her money is her money alone, but your money, you the boyfriend, the husband, or the fiancé, is her money too. So keep that in mind, okay?
And I think I'm $20,000 in credit card debt. I didn't know
Wait, you think? You don't even know?
credit cards could sue you. So these credit card companies are going to put a lien on my house if I don't respond and if I don't pay them. I stopped paying my
$20,000? They're gonna put a lien on your house? Damn, I didn't realize it was that little to put a lien on your house.
credit cards in January of 2023. It is now a whole year later, December 2023. But now, those credit cards are threatening to sue me. We're getting full transparency, okay? This is my credit score right now. I think it's funny.
It's not funny, girl. Again, I fucked up. My credit score was similar to that before. I tried many businesses and failed and stuff too. It wasn't funny. I was pretty stressed. Felt like a nobody. I felt like trash because my credit score was fucking low. I was in major debt. I struggled to get myself out.
I don't see what's so funny about being sued for credit card debt to the point where the bank actually put a lien on her house. But what do I care? These are modern women, and they don't make any sense at all.
You're going to always be in credit card debt until you decide that you want to do something different. Let's talk about it. So I had a client that was paying $2,500 in minimum payments every single month.
Wait, $2,500 is minimum payments? Minimum? What are the balances on these fucking cards? Holy cow.
Let that sink in. Some people only get paid $2,500 a month. So yes, this client absolutely makes six figures. She's a VP for a very large company, right? So for this particular client, she wanted to buy a home and start investing. Baby, listen, there were some things that we had to do before we got to that point. Just because you buy a home does not mean that you can afford it.
That story is crazy. How come the minimum payment on your credit card debt is $2,500 a month? How much does she owe overall? I mean, not her, but her client. Assuming that the minimum payment...
I'm assuming like a couple $100,000. At least $200,000, maybe $150,000 for it to be that high of minimum payments.
Payment is somewhere between 3-5% of the overall balance. I would not be surprised if she owes, I mean, not her, but her client, over $100,000 in credit card debt. Easy. And keep in mind that her client is the vice president of a very large corporation, and she owed that much money on a credit card debt. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I would fire her on the spot if I was the owner of that company, because she cannot be trusted and she might steal from my company.
True.
When I was 24 years old, I filed for bankruptcy, and I feel like I'm finally ready to talk about.
This is why, like, finance companies and certain companies check your credit score before you work with them, because people with shitty credit and shitty things tend to likely to maybe want to fix that by stealing or whatever it is. I'm just saying. I'm not saying all people are like that, but that's how companies view it.
About it. So I filed bankruptcy in November of 2018. I think it stays on my record for another 2 years, which is why I'm kind of like, whatever, like I'll just talk about it now because it's going to pass soon. I ended up racking up $25,000 worth of like credit card and line of credit debt.
And again, we focus on women, particularly in my channel, but there's plenty of men that are on this boat too, just not as many.
Didn't have the proper education on money and on budgeting, and
it's called don't spend.
And when I was able to get a credit card and have credit, I used it.
No shit.
And why I'm kind of like uptight about money and like everything needs to be perfect. Plus the fact that I live by myself and I'm the only person that pays the bills, like it only falls back on me. I don't have anything else to rely on. So
I have to give her some credit. At least she's owning up to the fact that she screwed up. Not only that, but she's also taking steps to pay it off. And she does not pass the blame on someone else.
Okay,
Yes.
My initial starting debt was $36,227. And my last card is my Chase card, which we know is the biggest. That one's at $19,836, I believe. $19,800.
So see, look at that. She owes $19,000 and it's $600 minimum payment. So times that by at least 5. 6 times 5 is about 3,000. That was close to 3,000 a month, 250. So times 5 this, we're looking at close to 200, like $110,000 of debt for it to get that high.
$836.82. The minimum payment for that is bonkers. It's $630, and then my interest was like $400 something. So now
you're only paying $200 into your fucking base or to your fucking balance. 400 of it goes into interest. Damn.
Now my Chase card's balance is $18,100, which brings my total debt to, what is it, girls? What is it? $27,500.
You know, one of the reasons why I love watching these videos and sharing them with you guys is because I feel rich and super smart, almost like a genius, when I watch all the dumb mistakes these women make, and I'm nowhere near being rich. And sometimes I even ask myself, how can they be so stupid? You can't make this up, man. You can't.
Careful with credit cards, guys. Oh, yes, and I have my shop open. It has hats, aprons, shirts, whatever it is. Please go and check it out. Chow Time logo if you guys want it. Somebody ordered a bucket hat already. I appreciate that, guys. I try not to say too much about my shops and stuff because I feel like I'm grifting a little bit. But, you know, if you guys like the stuff and want some merch, check down below. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. And check you guys next time.